Hello, as promised, this is a recording of creating a loopable turntable animation. So this is the scene that we're working on yesterday. What you need to do first is to go ahead and go to Create, NURB Primitives, create a NURB circle. Okay, should be right in the center of your screen. It's a little bit small, so I'm going to enlarge it so that it surrounds the Morphe character. I'm going to move it up to the middle portion of Morphe, something like this, to get a good view. Alright, at this point I'm going to go ahead and delete his history and also freeze transform so it starts at 0. Next you are going to create a camera. So go to create camera, create a camera. Alright, camera is again a wee bit small, so we're going to enlarge it slightly so you can see the node. Alright, I'm going to open up the outliner, and you are going to go ahead and name this camera Turntable. Alright, with the turntable camera selected, you're going to shift select the NURB circle, then go to animation. So make sure you're in the animation menu set, animation turntable options, motion path, sorry, motion path, attached to motion path, options. Okay, where's the options? Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reset this. My time slider is set to 1000 frames, which is a little too much. I'm just going to change it to 240 frames instead. Alright, so it's set to the time slider, which is currently set at 240 frames for 10 seconds of animation. Everything else is fine. You just have to attach and close. You're going to go to Panel, Perspective, take a look at the turntable. Now you realize that the turntable is on the back of Morphe. So all you have to do is select the curve, use the rotation tool, and I'm going to select the rotate Y in the channel box. And I know it's 180 degrees to rotate the camera to the other side. And there you go. Alright. So at this point, when you play the animation, you can see that the turntable animation is working. If you need it to be a little further away from Morphe, as you can see, it's pretty close. So let me turn on my resolution gate. You can see the part of Morphe is cut up. So select the motion path or the NURB circle. Use the scale tool and scale it out to get the full view of the Morphe character. You can also move it up slightly to get Morphe right here in the screen. Alright. So we have a simple turntable animation. The nice thing about using this feature is that you can add a little interest to your turntable by using the NURB circle, moving it up and down, and setting some new keyframes, or you can scale it in and out to zoom in. Okay, so here's an example. Let's say at the beginning I want the turntable to look at Morphe from a distance, and as it gets closer, when Morphe comes a full circle, how about maybe here, I want it to zoom in, so you can use the scale tool and scale it this way so the audience can see Morphe's face. I'm going to hit S to set a keyframe. You'll notice that all these will turn red. Alright, so oops, I need to undo real quick. We're going to need to go back to the beginning first and set a keyframe for that key, for that frame. And then as you move closer to about right here, you can zoom in. Oops. And maybe even move up slightly so the audience can see Morphe's face, and hit S to set a keyframe. So now your animation will look something like this. It's going to go in, and then zoom in. All right, and you can of course go back to the last frame and copy the first frame to the last frame so it looks exactly the same. So going back to the first frame, I'm going to right click, copy, and then go into the last frame, right click, paste, paste. So from 220 to 240, your camera will snap back to the original starting point. All right, it's a little bit fast, so you can adjust the way the motion path is working, or to make it repeatable, you will go into graph editor. Okay, now you are going to first select the camera and press F, and you can see that there's a line going from here to here. Those are your two keyframes that was set by the camera for the motion path. If your curve doesn't look like this, and if there's a slight bend, all you have to do is click and drag and select the two keys and press this button to make them a linear animation, so there's no ease in and ease out. To make this a repeatable animation, go to View, Infinity. All right, make sure that's selected. Go to Curves, Post Infinity, Cycle. You can see now that the animation, the turntable itself on the camera will be spinning around your character. Okay, on and on and on infinitely. So if I go in here and repeat these keyframes to, let's say, 600 frames, it's going to repeat the motion of the character going around, reaching the 240 frames, and then going again and again. So this is a repeatable animation. I'm going to go ahead and switch it back to 240 for right now. I'm going to take a look at the NURB circle that we set some keyframes. So again, I'm going to go to Window, Animation Editors, Graph Editor, and to see all my frames, I'm going to press F. Alright, the frames that I used was the scale frames because it went in and out. So I'm going to select all three of them and press F. And you can see that between this frame, those little black dots are your frames, and this frame, I scaled the NURB circle. You notice that there's a straight path. That means that it's a linear animation, and it's going to go from here to here with no ease in and ease out. So if you want to have it more smoothly, you're going to select these three keys, and instead of using the linear, you're going to choose auto. You can see that it's going to ease into the zoom in, and then it's going to ease back out to the beginning frame. All right. You can also have this repeat. All right, so it's going to keep doing the same thing over and over. All right, so let's take a look. We're going to increase our frames again to 600. And the ease in and ease out, or the zoom in and zoom out, should be a little bit smoother now than before. And he should repeat the zoom in and zoom out over here. All right. In order to make this a little smoother, you're going to have to increase the time between the zooming in and zooming out in order to make it smoother, because there's only about 40 frames, so it's slightly less than 2 seconds of going from here to here, and that's why it looks like it's snapping back really quickly. All right, but that's an animation issue that we're going to talk about when we are in the animation class. So right now, this is how you can create a loopable animation, and you can change the number of frames here to as many as you like, and it'll continue to loop around during the animation. All right. Again, the first one that we used was the automatic turntable that doesn't give you any of these controls. Okay, so this is the loopable turntable animation. Thank you.